Right, so David, I'm going to give you a little tour of our latest messing around in VR, I like to call it. So we've created a little demo space. This is version 1, so don't get too excited at the minute, but there'll be many more to come. But we have created a little, this is like our demo room up at the office, and we can teleport you into various worlds. We've got a few set up here for an example, but the one you'll probably only be interested in a minute is Blenheim Palace. So I'll just go through this little door. So this is, I believe, a similar model what you saw last time while you were walking around with the controller, but this is obviously in VR. This is about as low resolution as we can go, just because it's such a big model at this point and we need to work on the optimization of everything. So, and then we can click between the model and some basic photogrammetry we took through a couple of drone surveys of about 15 minutes of drone footage, I think. Was it, Michael?
Yes.
The other day. So that is just to give you an example of what 15 minutes of flight from photogrammetry can do to add in some of the detailing. Obviously, it's a bit apocalyptic looking at the minute, but you can see as you, oh, there's my jump button. As you fill it in, it starts to show some more detail. If I click back to the model, go over here, see the columns. This is, again, the photogrammetry is set to the lowest resolution because we haven't quite worked out the optimization. And if we go through here, don't think that, is there? I'm not sure if there's photogrammetry this side, is there?
No.
And then that's the photogrammetry from looking from the outside of the inside scan of the orangery. So if I walk over there, have a look, go up into here, and then you can see it's the orangery. Previous roof, we haven't added in the new roof yet. And if I bring on the scan data, this is again the very, very basic photogrammetry from the scan. There we go, look. So I think we're down to re-scan the orangery, and we'd advise we'd use some high quality photogrammetry at that point, then we can get a much better version of this. Right, so I'm now up on top of the palace, and as you can see, that's pretty epic.
So this is the angle that all the photogrammetry was actually taken from. So this is why this looks better.
Okay, so is this, you were literally in there, you stood there pretty much?
That's where we stood. And then I leaned over, took some photographs with traditional camera, and then also did a drone flight, but only above this roof that we stood on. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere over the parapets or anything.
No, but as you can see up here, it's much better high quality, and that's just from that minimal footage taken, isn't it?
If you teleport to the ledge above you.
This one? Up there?
Up there, yeah.
Yeah.
And now you can actually see the quality of the photogrammetry. This was taken from the roof opposite that we just came from.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of level of detail that we can get, or better.
Yeah, it's taken from up the top there, isn't it?
Yes. But if we had better access to this area, we could have that even better.
This is probably one of the better spots. Then you can see the back of that statue. I'm going to stand behind, probably go down there actually. These are areas you wouldn't get to go normally. So if that was all brought into high resolution photogrammetry, that'd be pretty epic. And then we would add information about statues. You could click on, hover over it, interact with it. And then if I go back into, so they call it the chapel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from the scan data as well, isn't it?
Yes.
This is not your photogrammetry, is it? So this is, considering, it's pretty good actually.
Yes.
I mean, we haven't really cleaned this up, have we? It's just pretty much like raw data.
This was an experiment done by Ed, one of our guys, just to see what it looked like.
Right. Where else did I want to go? The church exhibition.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, isn't it? That's
from the scanner.
Yeah, just from the scan resolution. See, my idea here was this painting would be you'd interact with this painting, and you'd be able to click on that and then fly into that world, or be told about that painting, or find out more information as I hover over it and point to it and click on it.
Yes.
You'd have infinite amounts of information on all of these pictures, with links into either videos, talks about what it is, like a virtual tour guide. Right, so see the quality of the pictures there is not too bad, is it?
No. I don't know if Matt aimed to get those, or anyone aimed to get those.
But again, obviously you come into here, I haven't actually been to this exhibition, but I imagine these are just paintings, if you like, or pictures, and the additional information, there might be some little plaques and stuff, but if you wanted to expand on any of this information, you could just click on those and they could take you somewhere else, couldn't they?
Yep.
So all of this could be completely tidied up if we did detailed photogrammetry of these rooms.
Yes.
And then we could build models behind the photogrammetry so you could then interact with them. Or we could probably actually turn them into different items, can't we? So this cot is actually movable if you wanted to.
Yeah, depending on how much access we were given.
Yeah. So all these items, it can either be scanned and created as one static room, or the room could be scanned, photogrammetried without, like with the furniture moved out of the way, and then each individual bit of furniture is done and then put back into position. So you could rearrange the setup if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yes.
So if you added some noise and some, like in here, it went safari noises. You know, it's like these tours. It'd be noises of the army. South African tour. Obviously, they would be watching this. I've mentioned this before, but this is the area that I was suggesting that we could start with as a trial, because it's already an exhibition that is open to the public. So we could potentially create a digital twin version of this with additional information attached, and then people could come and view it in the virtual world anywhere across the world. An immersive experience for anybody, really. And then we could trial it either on site first, but ideally to the wider world, really.
Thinking you would be able to do it in a photogrammetry, get the room digitized, and then you'd be able to take out the posts and the railings and all that, and then people could actually go into the areas that are protected.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a different...
Like me there.
There we go. Yeah. So we didn't scan from that area.
I mean, again, this is just really, really basic scan data.
Yes.
Giving us one point of view from, say, a scan, say, here or something.
Yes.
So as soon as we go behind everything...
Yeah, so it was scanned for room dimensions. It wasn't scanned for details, but that can definitely be done given permission.
I still like the way you can just come up on top of the roof. Who else gets to view it from up here? Apart from, obviously, like, select people. We could easily put a virtual walkway around here, which is invisible, that you can just wander around, can't you? Well, what I was thinking was you'd just literally have a teleporting door that you'd walk into, and it'd say roof tour. And it'd just take you up and you'd pop out up here and you could walk around the perimeter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like on a fake platform outside of it that maybe looks like you can just see it. Do you know what I mean? But you can like a glass walkway, if you like.
Yeah.
But you can see it's there, but you can see through it, and you can walk around the perimeter. You can walk around these things at top, and you can literally, like a skywalk, but in glass.
Do a tour of the statues.
Exactly. And then if you can then click on them, you know, whichever one this is, and then
you can basically have access to wherever you want and block access to wherever you don't want people to go.
I'm going to jump off. It's just the way I roll. Christ. Small amount of falling effect there. Right, I think that'll do.